Can you imagine the Poke Rap if it was just wheezing? Wheezing, 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 wheezing. Catch 'em, it's just wheezing, isn't it? We start today's episode with the gang getting close to Gen 1 Castelia City. Oh wait, never mind, it's Mandarin Island. Ash says it doesn't look like an island, and Misty reckons it looks more like a bunch of giant buildings floating in the ocean. Yes, Misty, on an island. Oh no, budget Team Rocket are here.
Cassidy!
As Ash and friends arrive on Mandarin Island, they see two trainers being attacked by their Voltorb, Grimer, and 4 Magnemite. Ash runs over to investigate, proving that he doesn't know rule number 1 of being witness to a public dispute. Mind your own fucking business. All of a sudden, Pikachu and Togepi turn against Ash and friends, and mate, normally I wouldn't include such an important part of the episode's story as its own WTF moment, but shit is popping off right now. All hell's breaking loose. Where was this kind of excitement and intensity in the last few episodes, Pokemon? I do just want to take a quick break from the action to ask, why is there a random pirate ship here? They're on an island covered by skyscrapers like some super modern city, and there's just an old school pirate ship moored up at the docks. Whose is it? Why is it here? Answers on a postcard. So what move are these Magnemite even attacking Ash with? It seems too weak to be Thunder Shock or Thunderbolt, so maybe it's Thunder Wave? But even then, if 4 Magnemite all using Thunder Wave can't stop Ash from moving, then they must be some pretty weak Magnemite. Voltorb uses Self-Destruct, which causes a massive explosion which gives the Pokemon enough time to escape and flee the scene. But using Self-Destruct means Voltorb would have fainted, so does that mean the other Pokemon had to awkwardly carry away the KO'd Voltorb? Now that I'd like to have seen. Something else I'd like to see is you hitting the like button, sharing the video on social media, and leaving a lovely comment down below. If you can't think of a comment, just put something really generic like,
I've watched every episode of this series and I still don't like you.
Or just the name of the secret Pokemon that I've hidden somewhere in the video. So many people got it wrong last time. I clearly put Clauncher in it and loads of people commented with Clawitzer. Idiots. Gen 6 is banging. Put some more respect on it. Thank you so much for helping us hit 1.7 million subscribers. Hit the subscribe button to encourage YouTube to add on that extra 0 they've missed off, and turn on all notifications so you never miss anything on my channel. Yeah, I haven't busted that one out in a while, so I look forward to the comments going,
It doesn't say 1.7 million, does it?
Stay mad. Don't lie, when Officer Jenny turned up with a Ghastly, you were as confused as I was. Where's Growlithe? Like, I get that as per the story of the episode, Ghastly is the only Pokemon not affected by what's going on, but why the hell did Officer Jenny have one in the first place, of all people? During a call to Professor Oak to see if he can figure out what's going on, Jenny suggests that it might be a psychic attack causing the issue, since Ghastly is the only Pokemon not affected by it, and Ghost-type Pokemon are strong against Psychic-type Pokemon. I hate to break it to you, Jenny, but Ghastly's part Poison-type, and is notoriously weak to Psychic-type moves. So if anything, surely Ghastly should be affected more than your Pikachus or your Voltorbs. Not to mention, in Gen 1, Ghost-type moves couldn't even hit Psychic-type Pokemon.
Well, actually, Leo, if you're referring to Psychic-type Pokemon being weak to Ghost-type moves in Generation 1, everybody knows that was just a programming error and wasn't actually intended.
Programming error, schmogramming error. Ghastly's Ghost-type moves can't hurt Drowzee in Gen 1, and since at the time of this episode going out, Gen 2 isn't out yet, those are the rules we're going by. Which means Jenny has no idea what she's talking about. Pass it on. Tracey reckons there must be someone behind all this commanding the mystery Psychic-type Pokemon, and when Ash desperately asks Tracey who he thinks it could be, Tracey gets frustrated with Ash and yells at him. Now I get that someone getting all up in your face for info that you just don't have can be annoying, but cut Ash some slack, mate. His best friend just turned on him. Cause you're on thin ice already, Tracey, so don't give us another reason to dislike you by lacking empathy. We cut to Team Rocket and Meowth already fighting, even though Meowth hadn't been affected by the psychic attack yet, as we see that take effect moments later. So this just reaffirms the fact that Meowth is a massive bellend, which we already knew, but that's not really my question here. My question is, how did they get this far into the city without Meowth being affected? Pikachu and Togepi didn't make it past the docks. Jesse and James follow Meowth to some radio tower looking place with a massive satellite dish on top. After Meowth hops down a pipe that leads into the building, we see Cassidy and Butch descend on a cylindrical platform in complete shadow. Wow, that's really spooky and anime, my dudes, but you realise it makes you look like a right pair of knobs, don't you? Like, we now know you've been stood atop that platform, with no handrails, mind you, just waiting for a Pokemon to arrive so you can do the whole anime villain entrance and then see what Pokemon came through the pipe. Could have just waited at the bottom. Direct quotes from Cassidy and Butch.
A talking Meowth?
Nah, mate, it's the other only talking Meowth in the world. Cassidy, Butch, Use your noodles. Jessie and James somehow slip down the pipe together, even though moments ago it was shown to be just slightly bigger than the width needed to fit Meowth through. Come off it, lads. Jessie's rack alone would prevent them getting in the pipe, let alone down it. Direct quotes from Jessie and James.
Cassidy?
Butch. Did someone say Butch?
Look at the adjective.
Shout out to Mafu for all the times he's raided me on Twitch after his Cultaholic streams. He's a proper good lad, he is. Go and support Botchamania. Direct quote from Jessie.
There's only room for one Team Rocket.
Yes, and all 4 of you are part of it. Both pairs of Team Rocket grunts start reciting their version of the Team Rocket motto, and Cassidy claims that Jessie and James don't even know how to say the motto. Wait, I thought the story was that Cassidy and Butch copied Jessie and James's motto, which is why in the first Cassidy and Butch episode, The Breeding Center Secret, Meowth calls them copycats. So which is it? Did Jessie and James create the motto and Cassidy and Butch copied it but tweaked it a little bit to make it make more sense? Or is it a team-wide Team Rocket motto and Jessie and James just butcher it every time? Answers on a postcard, once again. Apparently when Cassidy and Butch were jailed the last time, Giovanni went to the prison himself to personally bail them out. And who says Giovanni's evil? That's really nice of him. He could have just left them two to rot. Then again, that could just mean that Cassidy and Butch have some real dirt on Giovanni that could keep him locked away for centuries. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Was that an equals 3 reference in 2021? Showing my age there, aren't I? After Meowth starts nuzzling up to Cassidy, Butch reveals the rest of the Pokemon that they've got under their control. Again, I don't really know why they've got them just stood in the dark before Butch does the reveal. Like, I get that it's the standard anime reveal and it's a trope and all that, I get that. But surely at this point, those Pokemon should be out helping to steal other Pokemon and attacking other trainers that try and intervene, or you should at least be getting them collected in Pokeballs to send off to the boss. Come on guys, you're meant to be the competent part of Team Rocket. I was going to compliment them on stealing a Poliwag because that's one of the best Pokemon you could steal, but what the hell did they do to it? Poor little fucker looks like they've commanded him to run straight into a wall, Wile E. Coyote style. Also, why are there only 3 Magnemite now? Earlier in the episode there were 4. I guess maybe one's out on an errand, like handing out flyers for potential new recruits or something? Wait, no, it doesn't have hands. Mate, the one time Team Rocket send out all their Pokemon to battle, and it's the one time we know they're not going to be able to battle. That sucks. Also, hey Lickitung, how you doing? It's the first time we've seen you since you were caught 34 episodes ago. Whose idea was it to give one of the best Gen 1 Pokemon such little screen time? Shame on that person. It's a good thing James's Victory Bell either has a really weak bite or maybe just nibbles James a little when he engulfs him like this. Can you imagine if he sent it out to battle and it just bit him clean in half? Jeez, that'd make the anime a lot more like the manga, and I don't know if that's a good thing. Cassidy and Butch reveal their Psychic-type Pokemon to be a Drowzee. But why not Hypno? Wouldn't Hypno be more powerful? I'm sure Drowzee's doing a fine job, but I just find it weird that you wouldn't evolve it with the kind of plans you have in mind. Okay, I love Lickitung, but Lickitung with its tongue away just looks wrong. This image is cursed. Cassidy and Butch boast about how their way of stealing Pokemon is so much more creative and effective than using brute strength, but I'm just wondering how this would work on another Psychic-type Pokemon. I guess it could work since the machine Drowzee's hooked up to does boost its psychic powers, but could it really control an Alakazam? I mean, it can't even control a Ghastly. Say what you want about this episode, but man, they did a really good job of making the mind-controlled Pokemon look way more intimidating than they normally do. Like, Weezing looks badass like this, so when it just goes Weezing, it actually sounds threatening for a change. So just well done, Pokemon. Maybe you could do this more often with the antagonist Pokemon? That'd be sweet. You know what else is sweet? G Fuel! Well, not all the flavors. Some flavors are sour, some are sweet. I guess you could say there's something for everyone, as long as they're over 18. Today, I am drinking one of the brand new flavors, Hive Nectar. It is just a fantastic straight up orange flavor. It's nectar and like orange tangerine, but man, if ever you've had some G Fuel and you thought, yeah, these flavors are fantastic, they're all weird and wonderful flavors from all over the place, but I just want a straight up orange flavor, this is the one for you. Oh, and that is just in time because it's a brilliantly hot day. Bung a bit of ice in here, and my word, what a refreshing beverage that is, and it gives me the energy to make more WTF moments. And remember, as always, code ACE is the code to use. It will get you 10% off your whole G Fuel order and help out this channel in the process. It's win-win for everyone. Remember though, G Fuel is for over 18s only because it contains caffeine, and children do not need caffeine, good lord. And because it contains caffeine, just drink it responsibly. Don't be a dickhead. We get back from the ad break, and hold the fuck on. Before we went to break, Butch pointed out that now Jessie and James know their secret, it was time to say goodbye. That implies that since Jessie and James know Butch and Cassidy's plan with the Drowzee and the antenna on the roof and all that they need to make sure that Jessie and James are permanently silenced, which you'd expect to be either imprisoning them or even killing them. Instead of that, Officer Jenny and Ash and friends found Jessie and James lying unconscious in the street. And not only that, they remember everything they saw before they were unconscious. They remember where the Pokemon are and who's behind this. So you're telling me Cassidy and Butch just basically let them go? That's dumber than something Jessie and James would do. Did they expect them just to go, oh well, I guess we'll try another island? You even have a powered up Drowzee. Couldn't you have used that to wipe their memories? This is one of the stupidest decisions a character in Pokemon has made in a very long time. Well, actually since Ash and Misty decided to let Tracey come along with them, which wasn't that long ago, but still, this is stupid. Direct quote from Butch.
I can't believe you're back.
What do you mean? You stole their Pokemon, kicked them out, and then just assumed they'd never come back? Surely these two can't be that stupid. Like I said earlier, they're meant to be the competent ones. Oh, this is just taking the piss now. Jessie and James have turned up with a trolley full of Pokeballs, which they're claiming as a peace offering to Cassidy and Butch to trick them into letting them into the building. And they do! Now, just to recap, in case you're not quite following along. Cassidy and Butch stole Jessie and James's Pokemon and made them attack their masters. They then kicked them out of the building and left them unconscious in the street. Now Jessie and James have turned back up, claiming they want to make peace? And we're supposed to believe that neither Cassidy nor Butch suspected for even a moment that Jessie and James might be out for revenge? And could maybe just be pulling the infamous Trojan horse trick? Not trying to tell you how to write your episodes here, Pokemon, but I think you might have mixed up Cassidy and Butch's intelligence with Jessie and James's. Oh look, it was a ruse all along. Honestly, I don't get how we're supposed to believe that Cassidy and Butch didn't see this coming. I get that the whole third act of the episode depends on that, but for fuck's sake. Direct quote from Tracey. Who's that Pokemon? He said the thing from the thing. Now, Tracey I can understand because we don't really know a lot about him, but Ash, why the hell are you checking the Pokedex? You've met a Drowzee in person, remember? You know, the one that made Misty think she was a seal? Ash really should see a doctor as soon as possible. He keeps forgetting Pokemon he's already met at an alarming rate. Also, Dexter, Drowzee is the hypnosis Pokemon, not the hypnotic Pokemon. Just saying. Oh look, the fourth Magnemite's back. Guess he must have gone off for a quick poo. Do Magnemite poo? I mean, they must do. I've seen them eat berries. Ooh, that gives a whole new meaning to the move discharge. When Butch questions if Jessie and James couldn't cut it as criminals so decided to work with the law, Jessie says they're just using Officer Jenny because she puts up a good-looking front. I mean, by definition, they are using Officer Jenny and Ash and friends, but Jessie didn't need to compliment Jenny, so I guess Jessie was just being nice. That's not very antagonistic. Cassidy commands Drowzee to make all the Pokemon attack, but instead it just fires psychic attacks at Ghastly, who should have been absolutely rinsed by them, but is completely unaffected. The Gen 1 anime, ladies and gents, and everyone in between, the Gen 1 anime. To be fair, at least Jenny tells Ghastly to use Psy-Wave, which whilst not very effective, would actually be able to hit a Gen 1 Drowzee, unlike a Ghost-type move. Doesn't matter though, because Drowzee just blocks it anyway with what Cassidy calls
Psychic Power!
That'd be Protect Love, I reckon. Serious question, do you think any of the writers actually played the Pokemon games before being assigned to write the Pokemon anime? Drowzee finally gets all the Pokemon to attack like it was originally asked. Needing to be asked twice to do something isn't going to look good on its resume, but that's Drowzee's problem, not ours. But it seems that the fourth Magnemite can't be asked today and has decided to sit this one out. As 15 Pokemon at once aim their attacks at the good guys, Ash runs directly towards them. Lucky for him though, Ghastly rushes in front of him to take the brunt of all those attacks. Ash mate, what was your plan here? I know you can handle a Thunderbolt here or a Flamethrower there, but the combined attacks of 15 Pokemon? There'd be nothing left of you, mate. As Ash tries to get through to Pikachu, Butch commands Drowzee to take control of Pikachu. I hate to be pedantic, but technically if Drowzee's already got control of all the Pokemon, then he's already got control of Pikachu. Oh, who am I kidding? I love being pedantic. Technically, if Drowzee's already... Okay, but hear me out real quick. If Drowzee now has control of only Pikachu, why are the other Pokemon still pummeling Ghastly with their attacks? These other 14 Pokemon are apparently just a bunch of arseholes. Confirmed. Also, how is Ghastly not just completely battered at this point? It's taken a constant stream of attacks from 14 opponents. I think Officer Jenny might be a hacker. Ash manages to trick Drowzee into using Pikachu's attacks to destroy the machine that's boosting Drowzee's power. That's actually quite smart. Who are you? And what have you done with Ash Ketchum? Ghastly somehow, after all those attacks, still has enough strength to smash open the gates. Yeah, Makes complete sense. Wait, so Officer Jenny decides to focus her attention on freeing the stolen Pokemon before apprehending the criminals? Is she an idiot? They're just gonna get away. Oh no, never mind. Turns out Cassidy and Butch are idiots too. Since instead of escaping, they've headed up to the roof to challenge the people who just thwarted their plans, who were down on the ground by the way, to a Pokemon battle. Just what? Jessie asks Cassidy how they plan to battle, and Cassidy says it will be 2-on-2, but Butch doesn't send out a Pokemon, they just use the one Drowzee. That's not 2-on-2 then, is it? That's 2-on-1. Ash steps in to make it 3-on-2, but technically it's still 3-on-1, and Drowzee uses Teleport to dodge a Thunderbolt from Pikachu and a Bite from Arbok. James then commands Weezing, Lickitung, and Victory Bell to all use Tackle, meaning it's now 5-on-1. And that's before we've stopped to consider the fact that Victory Bell and Lickitung can't even learn Tackle. This battle is an absolute mess, and I kind of love it. Drowzee manages to knock out Weezing, Lickitung, and Victory Bell with a single Mega Punch. Cassidy is a hacker. Confirmed. Although to be fair, I'm going to give her a pass here because she's fighting 5 Pokemon at once. Butch tells Drowzee to bounce its Hypnosis attack off the antenna so they can take control of all the Pokemon on the island. Cassidy then immediately tells Drowzee to use Metronome. So does that mean you guys aren't going with the Hypnosis bouncing off the antenna and controlling all the Pokemon plan? Wouldn't that basically win you the battle though? No? I guess Metronome's just as good, isn't it? I mean, it's not, but go ahead. I guess this is just what happens when you have 2 people commanding the same Pokemon. So Togepi copies Drowzee's Metronome and basically learns it on the spot, and somehow manages to use Explosion before Drowzee's Metronome has even selected a move, even though Drowzee started using Metronome before Togepi. That does seem a bit weird, but my headcanon is that Drowzee's Metronome selected Disable, which it used on Pikachu, which is why Pikachu goes for Thunderbolt but doesn't actually get to use it before Togepi's Explosion, because it was disabled. Because thinking deeper about it, Thunderbolt was the last move Pikachu went to use, but Drowzee dodged it. So really, that theory does make sense and neatly ties up that little plot hole. You're welcome. The next day, Ash is awarded honorary citizenship on Mandarin Island, as if he's ever going to go back there. Seriously, the kid will have forgotten the island exists in a week. What a waste of ink. I will say, on a positive note, as much as this episode story-wise is a little bit of a mess, I genuinely believe this is one of the best episodes of Pokemon up to this point. There's a lot of action, we get to see a lot of different Pokemon, and there's kind of a battle towards the end. It definitely ticks a lot of boxes for me, so if you do have the time, go back and give it a watch. So those are my WTF moments for Pokemon Season 2, Episode 6, Pikachu Re-Volts. Let me know your favorites and any that I missed down in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Head to twitch.tv/AceTrainLiam for all of my live streams. I'll be live tonight with Pokemon at 7 PM UK time, and use code ACE for money off G Fuel. But until next time, I'm Ace Trainer Liam. Keep on training.